Hi guys, welcome to our first set of notes for Unit 2, Solving Literal Equations. And you might be wondering, what is a literal equation? And a literal equation is just a formula, like the formula for the area of a rectangle, which is base times height. It's a formula that we use variables for to represent numbers. So depending on what our base and our height are, it will determine what our area is. So it's just really just a formula. We're going to take a look at rearranging these formulas without using numbers. So a formula shows the relationship between two or more quantities. So we're just going to write that in here. A formula shows the relationship between two or more quantities. Let's see if I can squeeze that in there. So we can rearrange formulas to have it in algebra so that it becomes easier to work with. And that's really what we're going to do today, is rearrange formulas. So we'll be solving for one variable in terms of the others. And each variable in the equation can represent a number. It can represent a constant and or a quantity. So just imagine that the letters that we're rearranging are numbers and we're going to solve. So at this point, I'd like you to put your pencil down and just watch this first example. So what I like to do when I'm solving literal equations is to look for the variable I'm solving for. And in this case, I'm solving for x, so I'm just going to box that in. I need to get rid of, oh, and x is also over here. I need to get rid of everything outside of x. So I need to get rid of any constants, I need to get rid of any coefficients. So just like a regular formula, we can imagine, or a regular equation, that this right here is a number. And if this were, say, a number 6 or a number 10, it's a positive number, we would just subtract it. So I would subtract it from the left, and I would subtract it from the right. And on the left, they cancel, and what I'm left with is negative 3x on the left side. But I can't combine 6x and minus b because they are not the same variable, so I just need to rewrite 6x minus b. So I need to get this 6x over here. I know it's positive because it's not negative, so I'm going to minus 6x from the right and minus it from the left. These are going to cancel, and I get left with a negative 9x equals a negative b. So again, we're just treating this one as if it were a number, but it's a variable that's representing a number. So if this were, say, for example, negative 9x equals 18, I would divide by 9 and divide by 9. But we don't have 18, we have the letter b. But that doesn't matter, I'm still going to do the same thing. Divide by 9 on the left and divide by 9 on the right. These are going to cancel, and I get x equals b over 9. I don't know what b is, and that's okay, but our goal here was to solve for x, and that's just what we did. So we're treating these variables here just like they were numbers. So go ahead, pause the video, and copy that down, and then we'll move on to number 2. So number 2 is similar. In this case, we're solving for a. So I'm going to box in or circle the variable we're solving for. And if you remember from the equations that we did In the last unit, we can use cross products here because we have a fraction on the left side, the equal sign, and now I made the 2 into a fraction on the right side. And there's a couple different ways to do this. So I'm going to use cross products. I'm going to multiply 2 times a, that's going to give me 2a, and I multiply 1 times the quantity 5x plus y, which is just going to give me 5x plus y. Again, my goal is to solve for a, so I need to get rid of this 2. So just like this was a regular equation, I'm going to divide the left side by 2, and I'm going to divide the right side by 2. That's going to cancel. I get left with a equals the quantity 5x plus y divided by 2. I don't know what x and y are. I don't care. I just needed to solve this equation in terms of a. So go ahead and try number 3 and number 4. Pause the video, and when you're ready, replay the video so you can check your answers. Okay, number 3, I'm solving for h, so I'm going to box that in. So that means I need to get rid of the b, I need to get rid of the 2, and I need to get that all over here. So I'm going to rewrite this equation down here so I have some extra room. And this is the formula for the area of a triangle. And again, I'm solving for h. So I need to get rid of this 2 on the bottom. So to undo division, I have to multiply. So I'm going to multiply both sides times 2. The left side is going to become 2a. These are going to cancel, and I get b times h. I still don't have h by itself. So if this were just a number like 7h, to get rid of the coefficient of h, I need to divide. So I'm going to divide the right side by b. These are going to cancel, and the left side by b. And what I get left with is h equals 2a over b. Okay, moving on to number 4. I'm solving for x, so I'm going to box in the variable I'm solving for. I'm going to rewrite this so I have room. It's x squared plus y squared equals z squared. And again, I'm solving for x. So I need to get rid of this plus y. The opposite of a plus y squared is a minus y squared. So minus y squared over here. These are going to cancel. I'm left with x squared equals, I can't combine these two because they are different bases. This has a base of z and this has a base of y. So I can just write it as z squared minus y squared. To undo a squaring, just like on the Pythagorean theorem, we have to square root. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to square root this side, and I'm going to square root this side. Squaring undoes a square root, or a square root undoes a squaring. I get left with x squared. I can't do anything to this side because I don't know what z is, and I don't know what y is. And that x squared should be gone. So it just should be x equals the square root of z squared minus y squared. Okay, now on to the video questions. Multiple choice question number 1. You're solving for v. Again, treat this as if it were just a number. If this were a 10, you'd multiply both sides by 10, but it's not, it's the letter t. Free response question number 2. Write an expression for the cost of renting an adult bicycle with h as the number of hours. So we just want to write an expression that includes h as the number of hours, and we don't need an equation, we just need an expression. Remember to enter your answers on the Google form.